Hello, this is Corey the Keyblade Wielder, and we're back for another commentary. Well, before we do round 15, I want to do the homemade submission round on the commentary. So, just thought I'd get this over with. Okay, first one, I do like the epic Mickey choice you have. Okay, this one is I Am a Cool versus Hecate, made by 73 Windman. Okay, I'm not sure why you're not adding the color filter, but okay. So, we see Hades is they're going to deal with Hecate while the battle in the Forbidden Mountains is still going on. So she has to fight off against any remaining underworld forces, but I Am a Cool shows up and she has to deal with him. Wait, would that mean I Am a Cool was on league with Dr. Facilier? Huh. All I know is that he's the ruler of the Netherworld. Oh, and I Am a Cool wins. Next fight. Edgar versus Winky. Made by Smile Fupple. Weird name. In there we see Edgar is serving Mr. Winky. Well, this was before he had to fight Bill Sykes. So now he's a servant to Mr. Winky. In this one, before he fought Bill Sykes. Wait, does that mean he was the butler to Mr. Toad? Makes you wonder how Edgar had to deal with Mr. Toad's amateurishness. You know, his behavior and stuff. And his wild antics, I mean. Looks like Edgar had drunk all of the weasels, including Winky. I know Mr. Winky was never in the Wind in the Willows books. He was just a made-up character. I guess he was like a replacement of the Chief Weasel. It looks like Edgar is now the new owner of Toad Hall. Man, Edgar, are you that greedy? Looks like Mr. Winky notices it and he tells the weasels to get Edgar. Wait, how did he get his shoes tied up all of a sudden? Looks like Edgar managed to get away with the deed. Next fight. Zira and Nuka versus Sabor. Made by Sony Shadow 21. Cool! Before Nuka got killed by Alameda Slim, Zira and Nuka had both had to fight against Sabor, who has been terrorizing the entire continent of Africa. One panther managed to scare everyone, huh? I mean, one leopard, not a panther. What was I thinking? Huh. With just one scratch? Again, this music theme is from Epic Mickey. It's like Sabor is stuck. Oh, and now Nuka gets a chance to kill Sabor. The next fight. Huh? Ratikin versus Old Pete by Cron Sanders. Okay, this was before Ratikin claims the throne of England. He usurps the throne of an old kingdom to expand his own might and powers. Wait, how many kingdoms has he taken over? I thought we might see how he grew into human size. Another Pete. Another Pete. But an old version of Pete has different plans about it and wants to chase the rat out. Is that just someone with a name, Pete? I know this was from the old Oswald the Lucky Rabbit cartoons. This one's from the Oswald short called Oh What a Night. And there, Pete is like a bear. Why are there two versions of Pete all of a sudden? It's just weird. I'm just weirded out by this more often. Oh, and looks like Felicity gets to eat old Pete. Next fight. The Witch versus Maleficent, made by... who again? Oh, GA villain. Cool. Yeah, this was after Diablo was turned to stone. Ursula makes an alliance with the Witch to fight against Ursula, so the Witch agrees. Huh? Oh, this was also before Ursula gets killed by Ratcliffe. Yeah, this witch is from Babes in the Woods. It's actually a very short Disney cartoon of the Silly Symphony, which is, I think it's based on Hansel and Gretel. Which I think it is, because, yeah, in both Babes in the Woods and Hansel and Gretel, the witch does live in a house of gingerbread. But in this one, it's inside, it's all kids, she turned into animals, like, something like a pet zoo or something. Or a pet store or something like that. Oh, now she's trapped, all cremated all of a sudden. Getting shot in the arrows by the guards. And Maleficent has dried her up. Next fight. Hades versus Jafar, made by Queen Narissa. That's a YouTuber. So it's after all the Titans were destroyed, Jafar thought it's best to betray them. Oh, is this when Jafar actually betrays them? Wait, was he riding on Cerberus, or was he taking the form of Cerberus? I do like there's a rivalry between both Hades and Jafar. Because this is a more different approach, as I would call it. Because in the TV show, which was horrible, of Hercules show, Hades and Jafar did team up. Back, yeah. Although Hades called in the Hydra, while Jafar is in his snake form. I mean, his cobra form. Okay, how can you manage to kill the cobra? I mean, the Hydra. It can grow multiple heads. What, did you have magic on it? On the epilogue, also made by Queen Narissa. There's a title. I Am a Cool versus Hecate, made by 73 Windman. Edgar versus Winky and the Weasels, made by Smiled Fubble. Yeah, homemade submission rounds when you have a contest to have everyone make fights for you, and this is how it is. Not all made by one person, only by other people. Zira Nuka versus Zabor by Sony Shadow 21, Ratikin versus OP by Kron Sanders, The Witch versus Maleficent by GA Villain, and Jafar versus Hades by Queen Narissa. Oh, it looks like the Hydra is alive. Oh wait, Hades was the Hydra. I don't know how I missed that. I guess I was all questioning. Although Hades also was defeated, survived his fight as Maleficent returns. And these two discussed it's better time to deal with Jafar first and then take over the underworld. Well, it's a good homemade submission round.